You're welcome back to Nationwide and to our programme focusing on young Irish people who've got great passion for their chosen discipline. Well, we're off to County Longford now to meet a woman who came to Ireland from South Africa in the 1970s. Since then, she has transformed a once active dairy farm into a high-profile centre for dance education. Valerie Waters recently went to meet this dancer come businesswoman at her home and workplace near Edgeworthstown.
Shawbrook School of Dance in County Longford is unique to this country. Situated in what was once a dairy farm and is now completely converted into a dance centre and surrounded by thousands of broadleaf trees, these young dancers are having the experience of a lifetime. Anica Louw is the centre's founder and director. A qualified dance teacher originally from South Africa, she married a Longford man and moved here in the late 1970s. She has put in many years of very hard work over the decades to make Shawbrook what it is today. As well as being an artist, she has to have business skills in order to keep Shawbrook successful. Her approach was to gradually develop the dance centre rather than doing everything all at once.
I think we were very clever. We could have gone and say, right, we need all of this now. But what we did was we built one thing and then said, right, now we really need to have the next. And it just kept mushrooming, and it's not finished yet. And it will never be finished. So that's how we went about. So the first thing was to have a studio that the Royal Academy of Dance can be happy with. And the space was a good space to have.
Anica also realised that she could provide another dimension to dance education that did not exist in this country, that of a residential summer school.
We don't have full-time schools in Ireland. There's no place where you can study full-time. You have to go overseas. So very few people do let their children go at the age of 10, 11 overseas. So I've tried to meet everything halfway.
Shawbrook also accommodates dance companies who need residential space for rehearsals or retreats.
Ballet, dance, is artistic athleticism. So you have to be an Olympic athlete, but it has to be artistic as well, and you have to be musical and you have to be talented in all sorts of ways. But without actually being super fit, you're not going to make it. So that's how I started the summer schools. And the summer schools would be my biggest business as such. If you let the business take over completely, then you're not going to have your seniors, because seniors, there's very few seniors in your school and they are your creme de la creme. So you're talking about 3, 4 in a class, and how can you afford to run a business with just 4 in the class, you know? So you have to have all these other niches to make it work.
Anica is not the kind of woman to say she's found a magic formula that works. She is constantly travelling abroad and learning from her peers.
So you have to keep changing. You must stay alive. You can't make yourself in a kind of a hole and just keep going, well, that worked last year, so it's going to be jolly good for this year. No, it's not. Might work for 2 years, but then you have to reinvent yourself. There are hundreds of ballet schools around Longford. My ex-pupils have all become teachers, so the competition is fierce. So you have to decide on a niche that you're very different on.
Shawbrook provides year-round dance education for children from the age of 4 or 5 onwards. Anica enjoys the interests of teenagers in particular, and they come not just from Longford, but from all over the country to perfect their skills.
I hated being a teenager, so my whole focus is what can I do for a teenager to make their life something different and meaningful. And then, yes, we're going to body pop, we're going to hip hop, we're going to do street dance, we're going to do flash mob, because that's what they like. And I'm into Glastonbury and find that music that's going to make them move and make them interested. So That's not always very good for business as such, but when we use our business to go into festivals and into the bigger arena, it has put Shawbrook on the map.
Anica remembers the days here in the 1970s and acknowledges that she has come a long way since then.
Talk about recession, nothing has been as grim as it was then. And I come very much from a feminist background, that I was never going to ask my husband for money. I was never going to ask him for, I need a new pair of shoes. So I had to start a business to do that.
As the years went on and the standards of teaching and facilities reached a high level, the Arts Council came on board with funding.
We are very, very lucky that they have had the trust in me to run these things, because there's no way I could have done that on my own.
Even though the atmosphere here is relaxed and easygoing, it actually takes a lot of hard work and discipline to make it like that.
It's very much all thought out. Every bit that happens here is not by accident. It's because we know it works. And we have seen people grow from here and become amazing people, and it's because we had either we gave them some respite, or we gave them a space where they could recreate or create, and that's what I would love Shawbrook to be remembered or thought of.
Wow, isn't that a fabulous location in County Longford? I tell you, I wouldn't mind going for dancing lessons there myself. The very best of luck to them all. It's a long road to professional success as a dancer. And